Yeah, my dear brothers and sisters of Southern Cameroons, again, this is your brother Jonathan Awasom, and I'm just here to appeal to all sons and daughters of Southern Cameroons that there is a legal process through which we get things done when it comes to determine the sovereignty, the sovereign status of any group of people who are seeking, to be recognized by the international community as a sovereign nation. So that's why, many of us are agreeing that, a referendum will be one of the best, most convenient, democratic and legal process through which we would give the opportunity to the sons and daughters of Southern Cameroons of legal age to determine their destiny, to make the decision as to whether they would like to maintain a union with La Republic or to leave and become completely independent. It is important that we respect that process in order to avoid further bloodshed, to avoid going to war with La Republic, of course, who are our neighbors. Regardless of the outcome of the referendum, regardless of the outcome of this problem, at the end of the day, La Republique or Francophone Cameroon or the former French colony, they're going to be our neighbors in so many ways. So it's important that we navigate this process with respect, with dignity, and with humility and with grace. The reason why I say this is because it is not always obvious that we take, on war, that we use violence as a means to an end. There are various peaceful ways that, other people have resolved, very thorny, political issues that are very, very serious and severe. And they've done that successfully, through, the collective conscience and agreeing on a method, that everybody abides by. The referendum is internationally recognized, and that has also been employed by other nations and people to resolve, their own political issues. Recently, the people of Great Britain in 2016 used the referendum, to decide whether they will stay in the European Union or leave. We all know the outcome of that referendum. And those who did not make it, they found common grounds. And the dialogue about, how to move forward is ongoing. The people of, Catalonia in Spain also rose to the occasion and pursued a referendum. Everybody believes that that is the most plausible, democratic, and reasonable method through which, they are able to give the opportunity for people, to freely express themselves because of the power of consent that is given to the people, that the people are entitled to. It is important that we respect that. There are a lot of things that are happening among Anglophones since 1972. And to this day, we can see that a lot is still at stake. And that's why it's important that we do not ignore anybody. We do not downplay on the role that everybody has to play. Our goal here is, at the end of the day, to unite people, to find common ground, to bring about reconciliation. Unity does not mean that we are going to agree on every single issue, on every single way of doing things. It simply means that we'll find common ground around those issues that are very crucial, for the pursuit of our collective happiness and common good. and to focus on those issues. And after we have acquired whatever we are seeking through a referendum, and then we can come together at that time, and then we form a governing council. We would, be working with the United Nations, to ensure that a period of transition is properly conducted. That will be determined by the outcome of the referendum. A UN supervised referendum would mean that we have to intensify, our diplomatic outreach by talking to members countries of the United Nations, for those who are sympathetic, to the cause of the people of Southern Cameroon, to support a UN supervised referendum. So there are a lot of diplomatic work that we have to do. Please, in the meantime, respect the right of everybody to freely express themselves. Our role and our responsibility in the 21st century as educated people, civilized and reasonable, is to engage everyone in a dialogue, to listen, to engage, to debate, to argue, to challenge, philosophically, politically, theologically, intellectually, and otherwise. It is not our place to dismiss people or to condemn any person or to call any person a traitor or a savior. Please, this is the 21st century. It's a different period we live in history. So our perception and perspective of things are going to be very different. But that does not mean that we cannot find common ground. We have to respect people where they are all the way. And it's important that we respect that. So I want to appeal to all of you and to every Southern Cameroonian, sons and daughters of Southern Cameroonian, please, by word of mouth, door to door, one-on-one, please let us sensitize our people. Let us mobilize our people. Let us call on our people to remember that the referendum will be easily, accepted and embraced by the United Nations, by most of members of the Security Council, and the other members of General Assembly. International organizations like human rights bodies, they will also be very, very, open. They will be very, very open to acknowledging, the relevance, of a referendum, because it's an internationally recognized tool that other people have used, to resolve very serious political conflicts. Ours is not an exception, no matter how you look at it. So that is what I wanted to share with you, and to say that please, those who are acting in a manner that's come across as if they're trying to dictate, as if they're trying to force, they're using force, please, this is not the time. You have to be tolerant, you have to be respectful, you have to value every other person's opinion. We're fighting for freedom and justice, and to give the opportunity for everybody to freely express themselves is the hallmark, of that fight. That is the symbol of that fight. When people see that we are listening, that we are not dismissing, condemning people, we're not reactionary, but that we're engaging people. We're not just protesting, but that we have the humility and the common sense to process what other people are saying and to engage them and challenge them. It is only through that process and that method through which we find common grounds. Common ground doesn't mean that we agree on everything. It simply means that there are a lot of things that we can deal with, can work together with. So that is what I wanted to talk about. And again, this is Jonathan Awasom, and I ask God to bless you and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.